Welcome to Cars and Stars Online. Please enter your student access code to log into your Cars and Stars account. If you have forgotten your access code, please refer to your CSO student access card. Once you have successfully logged into your account, you will be redirected to the data migration page. If you have an existing access code that you have received from your previous school, please enter it below. This will ensure that your data from your previous school is migrated across to your current school. Otherwise, you can click the Skip button to skip the data migration process. If you skipped the data migration process but wish to migrate your data in the future, simply go to My Account and click on Migrate Assessment. You are about to begin your initial comprehension test. In the placement centre, you will be placed into an appropriate reading level according to your comprehension ability. This is to ensure that you understand the key strategies before moving on to higher levels. Before you begin your comprehension test, please check and confirm with your teacher that your initial assigned placement level is suitable. The comprehension test comprises a minimum of 3 tests within the same reading level and can take a minimum of 45 minutes to complete, but completion times will vary based on your comprehension ability. If time is limited and you cannot complete the placement test within the class period, you can stop and resume the placement test again at another time. First, read through the passage, clicking the down arrow button to reveal the passage. You can change the font size by clicking the Font Size button. Once you have finished reading the passage, click the Answer Questions button to reveal a series of questions related to the passage. You can click on the right arrow button to move to the next question, or click on the left arrow button to view the previous question. If you are using a mobile device, you can swipe left and right across all the questions. You can move to any question by clicking on the bubbles. An orange bubble indicates that a question has been answered and the answer saved. You can return to the passage by clicking on the Return button. Once you have completed all the questions, click the Submit button to submit your answers. Once the Placement Centre has placed you into your designated reading level, you will then be redirected to the dashboard. Each completed test is given a star rating, encouraging you to do your best. Click on the Explore button to start your reading comprehension journey. The timeline page displays the structure of each reading level program, ensuring you have a solid understanding of each strategy before moving on to the next level. This timeline also helps you to review your reading comprehension journey towards success. Navigate to the pretest component and click on the Get Started button. These pretests will tell your teacher how well you understand what you read, so that they can decide how to best help you to become an even better reader. After you have finished the 5 pretests, you will complete a self-assessment. This self-assessment will help you to judge your own work, as well as set goals for future reading success. Click on the OK button to continue. You will be redirected to the pretest progress chart page, where you will complete 5 pretests followed by a self-assessment. Each pretest is designed to take about 40 minutes to complete. Make sure to read the passages carefully and don't rush through the tests. After you complete each test, the status of the test will be changed to completed. You will be able to review your progress on the pretest progress chart, which provides a visual representation of your strengths and weaknesses. Each correct reading strategy will be shaded in green. You can discover the name of each strategy by positioning the cursor over the strategy's abbreviation. Once you have completed the pretest component, click on the Back to Timeline link to return to the timeline and begin your personalised STARS lessons. Navigate to the first STARS lesson component directly after the pretest component. After completing pretest diagnostics based on your areas of greatest needs, personalised STARS lessons will be automatically recommended for you to complete in order to remediate areas that require reinforcement. After you've completed the personalised lessons, complete the review lessons by answering 12 selected response questions that focus on the specific reading strategies. Click on the OK button to continue. You will be redirected to the STARS lesson page. You can discover the name of each strategy lesson by positioning the cursor over the lesson button. Each lesson button features a yellow exclamation mark indicating the recommended lessons. The white bubbles indicate the number of lesson parts in each lesson. These white bubbles will turn green after you've completed the relevant lesson parts. Click on the lesson button of Lesson 1 to get started. Each STARS lesson is broken up into 5 carefully structured lesson parts, providing a gradual release of responsibility and an increase in your level of confidence. Each part should take about 30 to 45 minutes to complete. You will need to complete each of the lesson parts in sequence from 1 to 5. The bubble with an outer white circle indicates the lesson part that you are currently working on. You can easily bookmark a page from any STARS lesson by clicking the bookmark button. Your bookmark list displays your favourite pages and gives you quick access to often used bookmarks. You can easily switch between sections of the lesson part by clicking on the top tabs. Click on the question hints for additional information on how to complete the questions. These hints may give you information about the questions themselves or direct you to find key information within the passage. After you have checked through your answers, you can click on the Submit button. A green tick indicator will indicate that you have completed a specific section of the lesson part. You can also easily reset your answers and try again at another time by clicking the Reset button. You can also easily switch between sections of the lesson part by clicking on the bottom tabs. The strategy essential points on the right are derived from the strategy bookmarks. These serve as a helpful reminder of the strategy that you have learned in the lesson. The strategy essential points are also used to support the application of each strategy to year-level texts. A green notification indicates that your answers have been submitted successfully. If you are unsure what to do after you've completed a lesson part, click on the blue notification. This will direct you to the next recommended step. A white bubble indicates that you have completed the relevant lesson parts. You can go to any of the lesson parts by clicking on the bubbles. Let's complete part 2 of the lesson. You will first learn about the strategy before being given the opportunity to try out the strategy on your own. After you have submitted your answers, you can find the correct answers to the comprehension questions with a green tick beside them. If you have a partner, discuss how you arrived at your answers with your partner. Now let's move on to part 3 of the lesson. In part 3, you will apply what you have learned so far to answer strategy-related selected response questions. After you have submitted your answers, you can find the correct answers to comprehension questions with a green tick beside them, including explanations as to why those answers are correct and why the other answers are not. The Students' Corner provides you with additional information about the reading strategy. Let's move on to part 4 of the lesson. In part 4, you will apply what you have learned so far. The comprehension questions are similar to those that you will encounter on tests at school. As usual, you can always click on question hints for additional information on how to complete the questions. These hints may give you information about the questions themselves or direct you to find key information within the passage. Now let's move on to the last part of the lesson. In part 5, you will independently apply what you have learned so far. The comprehension questions are similar to those that you will encounter on tests at school. Once you have fully completed the 5 parts of the lesson, click on the blue notification to return to the STARS lesson table of contents. On the STARS lesson page, you may have noticed that 5 white bubbles on lesson 1 have turned green. This indicates that you have fully completed the 5 parts of the relevant lesson. After you have completed these recommended lessons, you can complete the review lessons by answering 12 selected response questions that focus on the specific reading strategies and then return to your timeline to begin your benchmarks. The 5 benchmarks are progress monitoring tools and can be completed at any time after the pre-tests and before the post-tests. Upon completion of the benchmarks, you will complete the remaining strategy STARS lessons to build and reinforce your basic knowledge of the reading strategies. After you complete the recommended 8 lessons and 4 review lessons, you will begin the final review that provides practice in all 8 reading strategies. Once you have concluded all the STARS lessons, you will complete the post-tests to assess mastery of the strategies you have learnt in the STARS lessons. Upon completion of the pre-tests, benchmarking tests, and post-tests, you can review your overall STAR rating. We look forward to helping you love to learn over the coming year.